And we're back. The Global Hokes Summer of 2015 edition. I am Chris.
I'm Mark.
And we are coming to you from the awesomely decored man cave, part 2. And speaking of caves, I know what movie we're going to talk about, but we'll save that. I was going to segue right into it, but I can't.
To Bat Caves?
The Bat Cave. But we'll save that for a second here. And let's talk about... You introduce the topic.
You ever see a great movie, but then the ending you thought was disappointing or awkward? That's what we're talking about.
Or
not to cut
you off, but like awkward or disappointing, but or clumsily handled, maybe. I can give you.
Yeah, that's fair game. Okay. Something about the ending you just weren't satisfied.
Yeah, something that left you as like, oh, you had a really good time with the movie, and then
like, oh, really?
A dud, and maybe you still love the movie, but the ending is an absolute crapper compared to the rest.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I have a couple that I kind of was like, oh, I wouldn't have done that. But okay, it was okay.
So, movies with a thud for an ending, whatever that thud may be.
Yeah, not a bang, but a
thud. And ended with a whimper, not a bang.
Mm-hmm.
So what would be your movie that ended after such a good movie?
Well, to me, the classic example of a great movie, but then the ending was kind of like, what? Dancing with Wolves. Hands down, 1990. Dancing with Wolves. That movie, you're with this guy, and he goes to the frontier, he makes friends, and then the Union Army shows up, and they're just totally being assholes.
Right.
I'm like, well, in a normal interrogation and whatnot, wouldn't you handle this so much better? But they beat the crap out of him. And then the Sioux...
But he turned Indian.
I think it was the Sioux or Lakota. Anyway, whatever Indians they were.
He turned Indian.
They have to rescue him.
I think it's the actual line from the movie, isn't it?
Yeah, you turned Indian.
He turned Indian.
Yeah. Anyway, they rescue him. Well, you think, well, that's your ending. He goes back. Now he's... That's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, now he's now part of this family since the... This army are assholes.
Right.
Okay. But no, it keeps going. And I think that's really their mistake, is they keep going, and he's like, well, I'm worried they're going to come look for me and get to you guys, so I'm going to leave. It was just like, really? I mean, I felt like Ethan Edwards in The Searchers. Put an amen to it. Yeah. Amen! And it just keeps going. And I think that's where they messed up, is they felt like they had to keep going, and then they get all preachy and... the white man's coming west. Oh, Eric. Well, it's like, we already got that, guys. Right. We got that. We didn't need the extra 25 minutes of preaching, but thank you. You took a great movie and you bashed us over with your little statement card. Thank you.
Well, in Hollywood with like performances and stuff, they'll say it's or the writing, either performance or with writing or whatever. They'll say something is too on the nose. It's too you made the point too fine, and it's probably like the movie Crash, for instance, that won the Best Picture Oscar. It's an absolutely abysmal movie, completely abysmal movie in my opinion. And the main reason why is the point is so finely made. With a razor, it's too on the nose. The point of the movie, it's like racism. It was like, can you add some subtlety, some subtext?
Yeah.
It did none of that. It was just an absolute train wreck of a movie, in my opinion. It's the worst movie to ever win an Oscar, which could be a subject for another day. We got to do that.
Yeah.
What's the worst movie to win Best Picture? That would be my vote, hands down. But yeah, Dance with the Wolves ending. It's a good movie, classic. Should not have beat Goodfellas for Best Picture.
Goodfellas is clearly the superior movie.
And one of the reasons why it's not superior to Goodfellas is that ending. The ending is just a giant thud compared to the rest of the movies. You have a very inspiring movie, and the ending is completely uninspiring.
Well, you know how like you get dressed up to go to church and you're in your Sunday best?
Yeah.
Well, it's raining outside. And first step outside the door, right into the mud pole.
Right.
That's what that movie is. That's the allegory.
It sucks.
You're all nice and you're ready to go and
it sucks the wind right out of. It just sucks the air right out of the movie. I got several on this list. The more I think about it, it's actually a good topic. I got several here.
Okay.
I'm gonna name a few, but we'll get to the one we're gonna talk about. Thelma and Louise. Good movie, man. I was on with that movie. It was like a modern day western, but with women. And then the ending, it's like they died. You know, and it stops at like it's this inspirational, awesome, like, oh, and everybody should be happy. It's like, no, they go off the cliff and then they go down and they smash. Their bones instantly shatter.
Yeah.
Brain damage. They die possibly car catches on fire.
Right.
And they're burned up and they're dead. They're like dead. That's over.
And it doesn't help that the audience knows that Harvey Keitel has been doing his investigation and knows that they're innocent for the crime that they've been pursued.
He could help them.
He could have helped them.
They're in trouble, but he could reduce it.
Yeah.
And it's just an absolute. It's supposed to be like inspiring and all. And I'm like,
they probably would have had to do some time, but it would have been drastically reduced.
Oh yeah, they
wouldn't have been life
criminals.
imprisonment.
They're criminals, but it would have been helpful.
Right.
And it's just
their life wouldn't have been over now.
And it's their life is over because you're like,
and they chose,
And I get metaphor, I get allegory, I get all that.
Yeah.
But it just
that was one of those. Ding.
It just didn't work because I'm like, you chose to it's a suicide pact. They made it go. And they just go. They just committed a suicide pact. I'm not going to praise that. Don't give me this women liberation, all that kind of crap. No, that's a suicide pact. That's different than anything to do with like liberation and freedom and all that kind of crap. It was a suicide pact, and they're dead. There's nothing inspiring about that at all.
Yeah.
And don't tell me the ending wasn't supposed to be inspiring because the soundtrack, everything swells.
Oh yeah.
Everything's going as a positive and immediately goes into. It's not played as sad. It's not played. Go back and watch it. It's not played as sad at all.
Well, and simply put, I didn't like Thelma and Louise because of the story contradictions.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, wait a minute. You know, I understand you might be in a dead end marriage, but turning to a life of crime, no, not working for me. No.
Another one of my classic endings that was abysmal was the Lord of the Rings. Return of the King.
Oh.
The extra 20 minutes of just crap just sucks the life right out of the movie. It should have ended, right after the battle. And, we've talked about it before. It should have ended right there. It goes on and on and on. And I remember at the theater, people started laughing. People were laughing because it just kept going on. And people were like, God! And it just goes on.
There's
on
more.
But I think the one for topic here is the one that would get people fired up and probably not agree with me is The Dark Knight. I love first off, it's a 4-star movie. It's a great movie. It's totally
I love it, so no argument.
I remember at the time it came out, I didn't like the movie. I kind of did Matrix on it, where at first I didn't like it, and I slowly warmed up to it.
Then it grew on you.
It grew on me because, like.
By the way, shameless commercial moment.
With real sugar.
We still call it Dublin Dr. Pepper around here, so.
All right.
FYI.
All right. So anyway, the movie is good. It's just it's so deep and layered, and it's such an amazing performance by Heath Ledger
and Christian Bale. I think it's underrated.
They do the whole 2 villain thing as best it's ever done, where you have the second villain comes in. That's done the best it's ever been done in a superhero movie.
Hands down.
And the whole, I felt like the whole Batman now is going to take the rap for this murder and go on the run and be he's not the knight he's the knight we deserve or some crap like that. But the knight we need, I can't remember how the stupid line is. It's a crap line. People take it. He's not the hero we deserve. He's the hero we need, or what is it? What's the stupid ass line from that movie?
You basically got it. Yeah, the idea is Batman is like a symbol, and he's whatever the city needs. If they need you to be a vigilante,
that's crap.
You need to be the hero to save the city, or if you need to be the villain to save the city.
That's crap. That's crap. That's a crap ending. The villain was the Joker. And I get the allegories. I get what he's trying to say. I get the statements. I get the plot statements. I get all of it. Yeah. It's a crap ending.
Yeah.
It's because here I am watching this great movie. It's a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
So and then it just does that, and you're like, this is not what you. I didn't feel it's what they had to build up for. It was like it took a freaking left turn, but not in a good way.
Right.
It totally sucked the air out of the movie. And did I expect Batman to be totally accepted and honored as a hero? No, but they literally have dogs chasing him at his heels, and he's now a sewer rat at the end of it, basically. And it was too much. It went too dark. It went too heavy dark. And I know people are going to say, "What was the point?" I get the point he's trying to make. I'm telling you, I understand it. It's not for lack of comprehension that I'm saying this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying I don't agree with it.
Right, right.
It's just like if we have a political difference. I'm not saying I don't understand your point. I'm saying I disagree with your point. Yeah. I understand all the motives. I disagree with it.
Yeah.
Strongly.
Right. Well, it's like Fury Road, for example. We recently reviewed that.
Yeah.
And it was like, me and you understood our points. It's just that there are times where you just saw a different movie. So I know you get what the guy's doing with the allegory and all that. Particularly if you think of like politicians that kind of did something for the greater good, but ended up relegating their career to like a one term or something like that. Right. So there's that allegory in Dark Knight and stuff like that you get.
Yeah.
And so, but you clearly were not satisfied with that.
Not at all.
I thought it was an appropriate ending to what they were doing.
And before you say I'm not bashing the movie, I'm not bashing the movie. I just told you I thought it was a 4-star movie.
Correct.
I rank it positively. I own the Blu-ray. It's it's good until the ending. And the endings it's just like a giant fart at the end. All right, wrap it up with your last one.
Braveheart. And that'll surprise people, I know. But Braveheart, I thought was always a downer. I don't need to see Mel Gibson die for 50 minutes. Not 50 minutes. I don't. You knew where it was going once they captured him. Like it just kept going on and on. That was the same problem I had with Kubrick's Spartacus.
He was kind of doing trying to have a Christ thing, wasn't he? If I remember right. I haven't watched Braveheart in years. He's trying to do a whole belabored Christ type thing.
Well, I mean, he's taking the torture. Yeah, I'm sure that was there. And Spartacus was the same thing. Him going to the cross, and then Kirk Douglas taking 30 minutes to die. It's like, guys, at some point, once again, Ethan Edwards for the Searchers, put a name into it.
Yeah, it should have ended before it ended.
So Braveheart is. I know a lot of people love that movie, and it is a good movie, but I wish the movie would have been 2 hours and 15 minutes and not 3 hours.
Yeah, and there's smaller movies. There's smaller examples. This actually happens more often than you think, where the ending just lets you down.
Yeah.
Like look at Matthew Broderick's Good Godzilla, which is not a good movie. I'm not saying it is, but the ending, the whole movie, they've been chasing this menace to the city, and at the ending, all of a sudden they like have the whole slow heartbeat King Kong thing, and they're looking at him like they feel sorry for it. And I'm like, you've been trying to kill this sumbitch all movie, and now you're trying to play out. And there's nothing. It's a big lizard. There's nothing cuddly. There's nothing sympathetic about it at all.
Yeah.
And at the end, you're supposed to feel sorry for it. And you're like, why are you making this decision to show it this way? It should be like, yeah, we finally got this monster. Yay. No, they try to go out of nowhere earn this tear. It's totally trying to. It's like an unearned thing. They didn't set it up for that. So that's just another example of just.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like the more, I guess, overly sensitive of our society now. And the animal was being its nature. It didn't know it was trying to this, that, and the other. And I'm like, well, and that's why I stay out of the water. In the ocean, because
that's their domain.
Because that's their domain, and if there's sharks around, I know it's going to end up bad for me. But they're being their nature, and that's why I don't go to the beach.
I think that basically what I'm hearing, the common thread of this is like what these movies all have in common is they give us endings that they didn't earn, or they didn't build up for. They sit
Yeah.
they're like left field. They don't
Yeah.
they didn't earn
That's certainly
or
a
build
theme.
up for these endings. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
Our discussion today, I think that is a running theme. And you're always going to have trouble when you go for an ending, and two, when you belabor it, because that was the thing. You know, we're talking about Crash, that film from 2004, 2005.
Belabor the point.
They belabored the point, and anytime you belabor the point on something, you're going to lose the audience, and they're not going to go away satisfied. So,
well, speaking
there
of
you go.
belaboring points and not leaving the audience satisfied, that's all it for this show. So, good year.
Shameless promo.